Star Squadron. This is about the day of the Black Dragon. It's issue number 36. This is the one with the Black Dragon. Qbert! Qbert is fun. Spider-Man, what's he doing in DC Comics? There's the All-Star Squadron. There's Power Lord. Squadron is fighting. There's the Atom. There's Columbia Muscle Frame. Those are pretty cool bikes. Society. The cool Sergeant Rock figures. And also end. And they show some stuff that's coming from DC. And that's where he signs the thing. Infinity Incorporated is gonna come soon. And the Great Return of the Jedi game. Awards again. This is JSA, the great story with Obsidian versus the JSA. He gets right. And Obsidian mixes shadows. And there's all the JSA. Here's an ad, subscribe now. And then you can get one of those ones. And it was, you can call that number. Don't call him today. You pay for each one $. Not bad for the time. You're gonna get 12 issues. Here's the first issue of 52. 52 is great. It starts here. Bam! That's Black Adam Booster Gold versus the Frightful Four. Here's some Infinite Crisis figures. This is from F52. Infinite Crisis just finished. There's Black Adam in 52. Here's all the heroes getting together because some guys died in Infinite Crisis. Man, what happens next? There's 52 more issues, 51 more issues of it. It's a good little series. Superpowers. Hello, we're looking at comics from the Bronze Age. Hello, everybody. Comics from the Bronze Age. This is Superpowers. This is the first series. It's pretty good because it has parademons, and these guys are all figures from the parademons. This is with the Jack Kirby art. So let's just look at it. We're just looking at the comic real quick. Here's Darkseid. Here's Tron. They didn't make a figure of Metron for Superpowers, but he's in it. He's in the first one at least because they need him to help. And there's some of those guys who were figures. You could get Hawkman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern. And they all get together with all the villains because they have to get together to save the world. There's Darkseid. Really Darkseid. This is a good series for Darkseid. And then the parademons go through the boom tube. And there's a weird thing. And then whoa. Pow. And then some kind of thing. Great Kirby crackles. Lots of parademons. Pow. And lots of fighting. Boom, 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 boom. And some guys who were working for Darkseid. They didn't make figures of them. And then they talk. And they get Brainiac in his skull ship. And he helps. And the villains are going to help. And they're going to fight and save the day. The end. I think that was the last one. So the second Superpowers series is a little bit better because it has more figures. This is the famous Justice Society America annual that has when Power Girl comes back to Earth 2. So she thinks it happens during Infinite Crisis. Huntress is there. That's not the normal Huntress. And she finds, that's Huntress, drawn by Jerry Ordway. Boom! And then Power Girl has returned to Earth, and she's hurt. And so Infinity Incorporated, which is Justice Society Infinity, gotta work on her. And there's Beth Chapel working on Power Girl. there's Earth 2 Iron Man, so it seems, and Huntress. And they get together. And she remembers how she got to Earth 2 because they were fighting Magog. And Gog, and he blasted him. This is all just Society Infinity. This is what would happen if Earth 2 had still lasted. And then Robin and Huntress hadn't died. So you got Robin, Jane, Silver Scarab, Power Girl, Lyta. You got, Northwind is in a different costume. Nucleon, Adam's still there. Obsidian, Wildcat, and Star Spangled Kid. And they talk and they're like, what's you doing back? Why is she back? It's not her. And so what they figured out is because she remembers Infinite Crisis. And this is what happened in Infinite Crisis. And so there was a Justice Society. We're looking at this nice Justice Society issue. And Dr. Fate's talking, and he knows she's not the right Power Girl. And she's not from that Earth. And they found her. And comes back as the other Power Girl, the right one. And they're going to fight. And that's what happened. The rest of it is, this is a great one. In this one, which is a continuation, they meet, this is Earth 2 Joker. There's very few appearances in the modern age. He was in Huntress a lot. And this is his end. They met him, and he's going to do a surprise, and he blows up a thing, boom, at the good guys. And he just blows up, and it's sad. The end. And they figure out what to do. And then the other Power Girl, who's the right one, comes back and fights this Power Girl, Crack. And they fight. And they figure it out. And they figure it out that Power Girl was not from that Earth. And so they have to continue in the pages of Justice Society. And so that's when all these ones, everybody goes after Power Girl, including Earth 2 Aquaman. This is the Justice Society as they were in the 2000s, that big team with lots of characters. Very nice art. That's them. Hello. So that's Justice Society. Justice Society America Annual. Okay, we're going to look at one more. Which is this Brave and Battle thing. I did not color that. That's the way I got it. But that's the way it goes. So, Dr. Fate is helping Batman. It's a little beat up, but it's still a fun story. Batman and Dr. Fate. There's an ad for the Legos, which are the difficult ones, which I never got the expert builders. This is the story. Here's the ad for Brute Stripe, which is great stuff. You could mail away for Brute type stuff. I think there was a contest. Get a bike. More of the story of Batman teamed up with Dr. Fate. And they talk, it's Dr. Fate. They know each other because they've been in a bunch of crossovers. Dr. Fate came from Earth 2. And then here's an ad for Twinkies with Green Lantern versus this guy in his cave. And they fight. And so what they decide to do is give him Twinkies and he's happy. The end. And there's an ad for the crossover between the Justice Society and the Justice League, which is the one where one of the members dies. It's a guy that hadn't been around for a while. And he's come back. He has a second one in current comics. I want to team up with Dr. Fate and Batman. And the ads were drawn, which is different from other comics. So you got ads for Unexpected. You got this one for the posters, where you could get a poster and you color it with your marks a lot, with your Carter's ink markers. And then there's another ad for Batman. Oh yeah, it's a subscription ad. Back then you could get Batman or Brave and the Bold for pretty cheap. $4 a subscription for 12 issues. You could sell Grit, Come on, Grit. You could get this American War thing. You could get Honduras. This is Heroes World. Heroes World was really great. You could order away for lots of stuff. They did ads with help from the Q-Bird School. So they had the students draw the ad, so you could get your pocket superheroes or clothes or different trade packs or your accessories like Batman's or Wonder Woman's utility belt. Eventually, they went over to print ads and print. There's more of the story with Batman Revenge of Dr. Fate. There's some rainbow t-shirts, rainbow, for $1. It's a transfer. So you would get the transfer and you could put it on your shirt. Pretty cool. All these different codes. And they were pretty cheap for a transfer. You get 10 transfers. You get all of them. And they're the Mads, comic books, other things. A game, Dancer's Horse, and Karate ad. Okay. Here's Letters, the Brave and Bold Mailbag. The DC feature. They'd find out a lot of stuff in here. So they'd have the Answer Man asking questions. Questions like, if Flash, heat wave, or a container? And the answer is, the container was airtight. There was no air in it. And how long could Superman live underwater? And he said, forever. Yeah, I guess so. Earth 1 Superman would be forever underwater. And then there's a nice ad for HO scale military figures, which are high quality, good for use in your train set. And then the Snap Tight, which were easier models for Monogram. And that's a truck. Okay. Last one we're going to look at is Justice League versus Suicide Squad. With the nice Keith Giffen cover, I think. That might be Luke McDonald. Because I think Keith did the inners and Luke did the covers. So, in this one, the Justice League and the Suicide Squad meet for the first time. Oh, not know each other. And both Nemesis and Rick Flag are over into prison. And so then you get into nice drawings of Amanda Waller who's mad and yelling at Rick Flag. And there's some prizes for cash. And they're figuring out different stuff with the people who are at the Suicide Squad headquarters. And it's going over to the Justice League, it was Rocket Red and Batman. And they're figuring out, I think they were going to figure out how to get Nemesis out of there. And so the squad gets squad together and they go in the secret truck. And it's got Javelin and Bronze Tiger and Deadshot and Rick Flag and Vixen and Captain Boomerang and Duchess, who is from Apocalypse. And they're going to go in the truck and they're sneaking in. And there's Rick Flag. And they get into the prison. And Amanda's watching them. And then she's talking to President Reagan for some reason. I think they're trying to negotiate Nemesis getting released. And all the Justice League are there. And brought in. And they go off in a plane and they're flying. And they get some transmissions from the government about what they're supposed to do. And Max Lord is talking to Amanda Waller. And they fight. They have a good relationship. That's Max Lord before everybody figured out he was a robot. Reds get into it. They're coming in to interfere. So is Red Star. Red Star's going to come to the story. And Batman's intimidating somebody. And then there's some ads for the Crimson Avenger, which is a brief series. I think that's a Earth 1. Well, it's main Earth, Golden Age. And then they get into prison. And somebody's sneaking out. Batman sneaking in. And they get into prison. And then they get in there. They realize it's Batman sneaking. That the Suicide Squad's there too. What? What's going on? Hey, you. So, in the next issue after that, which is Suicide Squad, the next issue, they fight the Suicide Squad. And it gets over, and that's pretty much, it's one of the better issues of Justice League. There's some ads. There's some things of buying graphic novels. Or you could buy Doom Patrol, Suicide Squad, or Jetblade. There's Lunar Pool, which is a game. Okay, and that's all the comics for now. Everybody have a